Ryland, medical marijuana is a hot topic, certainly in the Commonwealth right now. A bill was filed last year. It failed. The Democratic Secretary of State, Allison Lundergan Grimes, was pushing that, even convened meetings about it, but it went nowhere. Now it sounds like there are some proposals out there on the majority side that have a good chance.
Yeah. Jason Nemes, Louisville Republican, he's come up with kind of a framework for a bill. He hasn't totally come up with the final version of it yet. And it's a lot different from what medical marijuana legislation looks like in other states, in that it doesn't have like a set number of set conditions that you would prescribe marijuana for. It would just kind of be up to the doctor to decide whether or not, yeah, this person should be prescribed marijuana. And, he says that the reason for it is to, it's an alternative to other medicines, especially the painkillers that, which Kentucky's in this historic and terrible opioid epidemic right now. But yeah, it would be sold in dispensaries, and people would be able to grow up to 6 plants of it. Politically, I think that, this is something that's come up for the last few years. There's I think even though there are definitely more people who are in favor of it, it doesn't seem like it's quite gotten to that point, but there's certainly a lot of people talking about it. It's probably something that'll at least get a hearing this year.
Yeah, and he's not selling it as a revenue raiser.
Right.
He's selling it as a way for people who suffer from various diseases to get treatment, or at least to feel better. And so he's promoting it that way.
Using medical marijuana as a way to deal with the opioid, or as one small piece of possibly addressing the opioid crisis, is pretty compelling, I think, for a lot of people.
As an alternative?
Yes, as an alternative to for pain relief, particularly. Now, it's sort of also that we've seen in other states that medical marijuana is the thin end of the wedge, right, and it often leads to wholesale legalization.
Well, and that's what he's been saying. There have been a couple of hearings on this already, and each time he has said, we are not for recreational marijuana. Well, this is tightly scripted, tightly regulated medical marijuana.
Do they explicitly say that in the legislation, that it is not for
it's
recreational
not finished
purposes?
yet. It's not finished yet. But yes, what he says he is pushing for is strictly medical marijuana. He does not support anything close to recreational marijuana, and he doesn't believe that sort of thing could have a chance of passing in the legislature, while medical marijuana might.